Good afternoon. This is the Planning and Zoning Commission of Socorro, Texas. It is August 1st, 2023, 5:30 p.m. We call this meeting to order.
Item number 2, establishment of quorum. Andrew Arroyos,
Here.
Enrique Cisneros. Here. David Estrada,
Here.
Julie Dominguez,
Here.
Osvaldo Reza.
Here.
We have a quorum with 5 commissioners present. Item number 3, notice to the public, open forum. Lisbeth, do we have anyone that would like to speak?
No, we do not.
Thank you. Item number 4, consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, whatever.
Do I have a second?
A second.
I have a motion made by Andrew Arroyos to approve and second by Osvaldo Reza. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye. Aye.
Any nays? Any abstains? Motion carried. Regular agenda discussion and action. Item number 5, consider and take action on the proposed approval of Cesar Unit 1, Replat A, being replat of Lot 1 and Lot 2, Block 1, Cesar Unit 1 subdivision located on Nuevo Hueco Tanks Boulevard, El Paso County, Texas. Mr. Botello?
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Welcome back. Feels like it's been a while. Jose Botello, planner with the City of Socorro. Item number 5 on the agenda is the Cesar Unit 1 Replat A. So some background on this replat. It sits in Socorro's 2-mile ETJ, so there's no zoning designated. The lot size is 2.03 acres. It's situated on Nuevo Hueco Tanks Road and Gateway East, I believe. The land use is commercial. There's no designated future land use as it sits in Socorro's 2-mile ETJ. And the summary of the request is to approve the replatting of 2 non-residential lots into 1 non-residential lot. And planning and zoning staff recommends approval. So here you see the location map. The purple line denotes the City of Socorro's limits. And the area hatched in the dark lines, that's the replat, or the property where the replat is occurring. Once again, it's right outside the City of Socorro's 2-mile or city limits, so there's no zoning designation for this property within Socorro. And you'll see a couple of pictures taken from Nuevo Hueco Tanks. And followed by an aerial image showing more or less the area of this property. You see I-10 to the right. And this is the original plat. You see the 2 lots being combined into 1 within that red area. The original plat, I believe, was brought to your attention sometime in January 2022. And then this is the replat, the final plat, and showing the 2 lots being combined to 1. And just as in the large view of the same final plat. And once again, the request is to approve the replatting of 2 non-residential lots into 1 non-residential lot. And at this time, staff can answer any questions. We also have the applicant, Mr. George Halul, online to answer any questions you guys may have.
Mr. Cisneros.
I have a question. So it's going to go from 2 residential to 1, maybe in the future, commercial?
No, two non-residential.
2 non-residential.
Mhm.
Okay. Because it's not an R1, it's not an R2.
It's outside of the city limits, so we don't have zoning in the county.
Okay.
The county doesn't have any designations or requirements for designations for what a property can be used as. I don't know if the applicant has any knowledge of what might be going into that area?
Good evening. This is George Halul with SLI Engineering representing the developer. This is going to be owned by Centennial Storage. And what they do, they build vertical storage facilities where you pull in your car and you bring your stuff to store. And it's a really neat development. And they're building, I think right now, maybe 6 in El Paso.
Thank you. I don't have any questions.
Estrada? Mr. Estrada?
No,
No?
I make a motion to approve.
I second.
I have a motion made by Enrique Cisneros to approve, second by Andrew Arroyos. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstains? Motion carried. Item number.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Item number 6, consider and take action on the proposed approval of Vinedo Acres Replat I to create the residential lots from one lot being Lot 4, Block E, Vinedo Acres subdivision located at 345 Tokay Avenue, Socorro, Texas. Mr. Botello?
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Jose Botello, planner with the City of Socorro. Item number 6 is the Vinedo Acres Replat I. This replat might sound familiar. The rezoning was approved last month, I believe? Or
June 20th,
month?
June 20th.
June 20, yes, June 20th. My apologies. So some background on this replat. It is currently zoned RM1, which allows one mobile home per lot. The lot size is 1.046 acres. The address is 345 Tokay Avenue. The land use is residential. The future land use is also residential. And the summary of the request is to approve the replatting of one residential lot into 3 residential lots. And planning and zoning staff does recommend approval. And here in the location map, you'll see the property sits between Tokay Avenue and F.E. Jackson Road. The zoning map, and my apologies, this shows an R1 designation, but it's been rezoned to RM1. And here's some pictures of the property taken from Tokay Avenue. There is one existing mobile home on the lot. And followed by the aerial image, you'll see the property in the small rectangle. The larger rectangle is Vinedo Acres, which is the subdivision within this or the property where the subdivision is in. And this is the original plat. The red rectangle is the property being replatted. This is a preliminary plat. The bottom, the dark gray shows the existing mobile home seen in the pictures previously. And the plan is to subdivide the lot to have, 3 properties so that the applicant can have one mobile home in each lot. And then we have the final plat showing it a little bit clearer, the 3 lots being proposed. You can skip that one. My apologies. And so the summary of the request is for approval of the replatting of 1 residential lot into 3 residential lots. And at this time, staff can answer any questions.
And just to be clear, all 3 lots will still be over 10,000, so they would all keep R1 designations?
Yes, sir, correct. That is still a requirement.
That's not correct. Did you say R1?
Yes, ma'am.
No, we rezoned this property at our last meeting, and it was approved by city council to rezone to RM1 so that they could place the mobile homes. Under the R1 zoning, they wouldn't be able to place the mobile homes on the lot, which is why they made the request for rezoning. The lots do fit that, still that 10,000 lot range, so they're still in the character of at least lot size,
Of
and
the
as well as
neighborhood.
the other characteristics as well, since it's an older neighborhood, an older subdivision. There are several other mobile homes peppered throughout the subdivision. But I just wanted to clarify that it is RM1, and it was approved by city council at their last city council meeting.
And when it left planning and zoning, was it approved RM1 or was it?
Yes, RM1.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that one either, but I might not have been here for that.
I remember them bringing it brought up, and he was the one that had the little
Oh, yeah.
bike, and he had a foot that he had broken. Well, they had the engineering here and all that.
Okay. Was I absent?
No,
No,
you were here, you
he's
had
here.
a couple of questions regarding the mobile home.
I think you have.
Are these the minutes?
Are we moving?
The minutes are included in your agenda.
Is it the one where they provided a letter?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the one,
Yes,
with
the
all the
applicant.
signatures in favor, because the family's gonna live
Because
in
the family was
The
gonna.
applicant, yes, did
That's the one.
try to reach out to the neighbors and receive their support for their request.
Okay.
I have a question, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to see if you could provide me some clarity. Since it's a current zoning as an RM1 mobile home subdivision district, does that mean only trailers are allowed there?
It's mobile homes, and they have to satisfy the requirements of the current zoning. So they can't be over, past a certain year built. They have to be double wide. There are other things in the ordinance that would, that they have to abide by.
So it's only
Mobile
trailers,
homes.
correct?
Mobile homes, yes.
Or trailered mobile homes, yeah, okay.
For that
Sounds-
specific lot, but not the ones.
Just those three,
Oh, just for that specific lot?
those three.
Yeah, I see, thank you.
Thank you.
No questions?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion made by Andrew Arroyos to approve, second by Osvaldo Reza. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstains? Motion carried. Item number 7, Planning and Zoning Commissioners Report.
I don't have anything. I just want to say welcome back to everybody. Missed you all.
I do have a question. I don't know if this is the correct venue, so I'm going to ask, and then you guys can tell me if this is the correct way to do it. So, we office on Horizon, and there's been 2 accidents on both sides of Horizon, between North Loop and Alameda. So I don't know if we can bring that up to PD to take, you know,
And this has been within what kind of time frame? Like very close?
Yeah.
timeframe?
yeah. So one of our offices was, the chain link fence was hit on one side, and on the other, a bus bench was destroyed this weekend. So within like 2 to 3 weeks, right where it curves, right in front of El Crucero. Anyways, I don't know if this is the correct venue so that we can send that referral to PD, or if it's not, then I'll,
No, we can give you the information to share with others as if they feel the traffic needs to be addressed
Yeah.
and issues like that are becoming a problem.
okay, thank you.
Well, to speak of that, I was wondering to see if they could also check out Socorro Road. Every single day there has been accidents. Since I live there, I witness accidents almost every other day. And so I think if they were to change the timing of the Wynn and Socorro Road, if TxDOT would do that for us, that would be so helpful. One time they did, and the traffic was easygoing. But I understand that there's a lot of new developments and a lot of new apartments and a lot more people driving through there. But if it's possible,
So
just,
that's interesting, but there is a study underway with TxDOT to review safety issues on Socorro Road. I want to say that I reached out to the representative maybe a month ago for timeline and didn't get a timeline, just it's coming.
Oh,
But we can
great.
reach out again and maybe give that report that it's kind of a sense of urgency that things aren't getting better. And, but TxDOT is working on reviewing, I don't know the parameters, I don't know if it's all of Socorro Road, through Socorro
it's just-
and San Eli, but that is something that is in the works.
Yeah, it's just a light. So when people are waiting for the light to turn or something, the people in the back are not paying attention because they're texting or something, and they ram into them every single time. So we go out there to see if everybody's okay.
Thank you, yeah.
But thank you.
I'll follow up with that.
I have a different question in regards to the mobile homes, and of course, now we get asked more. When it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's 8 years old at most for it to be allowed, and it has to be a double wide. Is there any specific, like, is it from the date of manufacture of the mobile home, or can it also, is there a leeway of, let's say, somebody refurbishes 100% to where it can get inspected or something like that? No, it's from the date of manufacture, and it has to have the what is it?
seal. A seal.
The little
It's the hut.
steel plaque and whatnot? Okay, gotcha. And it has to state it there, right? That it's, what else do you guys check? Do you guys check the chassis, or what are the specifications? I'm just asking because anybody can go to get another one, put it and
Right.
stamp it on there. Is there specific?
So we do require either where they're buying the mobile home from,
Okay,
that that the documents come with the serial number, the year, the model, of the mobile home, as well with the size.
okay.
And then if they're already owned, then the title has to come with the serial number, the size, the year, and the model of the mobile.
Gotcha.
And 8 years from the current year has to be,
8 years from the current.
yes.
Good information.
So it'd be
And then we do
2015.
inspect the property to make sure where it's being placed, and then what mobile home was placed.
Oh, okay.
Good information.
Yes.
Thank you.
Did anyone by chance look into San Elisario's ordinance?
I
You
apologize.
did bring that up.
I
I know.
apologize, I did not.
I tried looking into it.
I'm curious
You
more than
tried
anything.
looking into it?
Yeah, I couldn't get anything out of it. Because I know you said no more mobile homes or no single whites either, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I couldn't get anything. So,
I have another question. How about the development of the loop extending down to Socorro Road? Do you know any time forecasted for that project to begin?
So the phase that TxDOT is undergoing right now is still the feasibility study.
Uh-huh.
And we last heard that in the fall of this year, they would come back to the public for more public workshops. But the actual study, the study itself won't be completed until the beginning of next year, if I'm not mistaken. And that's still just the study,
Right.
and no timeline for any part of
No forecasting?
any phases or how they would, because they're still studying the issue.
Great, thank you.
Now that we're on that, right before we leave, one more. I know that the arterial on Bauman Street, right, that one's been approved or whatnot, or have they?
Arterial 1 is still in the process of going to the next step, which would be the engineering work and schematics. The preliminary study was released and identified a preferred alternative, and City Council wanted to meet with TxDOT, get a little more information about the process before listening to the item again at their September, their first meeting in September.
Okay,
So that is where that project is at.
thank you.
You said alternative, are they considering an alternative route or?
Yes, yes. So as a part of the NEPA process and the federal guidelines are to review other options or what is the best option so that we can minimize impacts to communities, environmental factors, and identify the best route. And with the community being as built out as it is, there has to be a balance between choices. And so that is what came out of that study that the engineers provided the city. And if anybody would be interested, I can forward that information to you all as well, so you can be aware of what that study determined.
That'd be nice, thank you.
You're welcome.
Item number 8, Planning and Zoning Department report.
So I just wanted to give a couple of updates regarding other projects that the Planning Department, the City of Socorro, are engaged in right now. The Passmore shared use path is currently suspended because of the irrigation season. They had hoped to pick up at the end of the irrigation season, maybe a little earlier if it ended early, but apparently this is really good season, and they will not be able to start until October. The Rio Vista and Bow Bridge replacement also had been suspended for the same reason. None of the work had started, so they will pick up again they will start in October. Then Nuevo Hueco Tanks has been meeting regularly with TxDOT and the MPO to finalize the schedule. I know there had been a pause because the city switched engineering firms, but Camacho Hernandez has been working very well with the city and with TxDOT to move that forward. We were able to at least eliminate one element because the city of Socorro is outside of a PM area that would have required additional environmental evaluation. So we don't have to do that, and that allows us to look at letting that project in April of 2026. That is Nuevo Hueco Tanks extension from North Loop to Alameda. The Socorro 2040 comprehensive plan update is underway. I had thought that we were going to take a different direction when I first presented that to the Planning and Zoning Commission. And while everybody can be a part of the larger process, we won't be leaving it just to the Planning and Zoning Commission. We selected a steering committee, and Mr. Arroyos has agreed to represent the Planning and Zoning Commission on the steering committee. And they are going to have their kickoff meeting on the 16th. And I've invited a couple of you all to join some of the other focus groups. Those are a smaller commitment, but everybody is encouraged to be a part of all of the larger community meetings once those get going, and also definitely to share the information, because the more people we get involved, the more committed they are to seeing all of these projects, whatever they end up being, seeing those projects come to fruition. The sidewalk program, the City of Socorro and the City Council set aside funds for to begin filling in the gaps on sidewalks is underway. The consultant posted the bid documents and their availability in the newspaper on Sunday. So we hope to get a lot of good bid proposals for that and get that project underway. And that was $500,000 dedicated for sidewalks. The August 19th meeting that I attended with TxDOT for the truck parking workshop was very interesting. There were folks from all of far West Texas, and everyone shared their insight into identifying parking needs, truck parking needs. And they started this in the fall of 2024, and they hope to wrap it up in the spring of 2024. And what they wanted to know if truck parking was an issue, where were trucks parking illegally, what kind of amenities are there for the trucking industry, where are we, and what do we expect our future trucking needs to look like. So we were able to share a lot of information about a lot of the new development that we're seeing, a lot of the expanded areas that are focusing on this warehousing logistics center type of trucking activity. And I think that is all for me, unless anyone has any questions.
Are those sidewalks designated already?
They've been selected already, and they were approved at a city council meeting. There is a PowerPoint. I can share that PowerPoint. I want to say that was something early on, like one of the first meetings that I attended when I came on board. So maybe about February, March, I believe. I can share that PowerPoint.
How about the area? Where are
I don't
they gonna
remember
be
exactly
placed?
the areas.
Okay, it's
If
okay.
I'm not mistaken, they split budgets in between.
Yeah, they're scattered around the city.
Okay.
Yeah, they split them in between all. districts, and then like everybody was getting a piece, and then they were gonna continue what was already continued, and they were left off with that budget.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Item number 9, consider and take action on the adjournment of this meeting. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second? Oh, sorry, I got ahead of myself.
I have a motion made by Andrew Arroyos to adjourn and second by Julie Dominguez. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstains? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned at 5:55 PM. Thank you.